Alright, well, hello, my name is Jackie, and at the request of some people that I definitely work with, and it's also something that I've been wanting to do, is kind of do like a makeup tutorial in a way, but I'm still very much learning on how to, do better eyes, better face as far as contouring and everything like that. It's a skill, and it does take time and practice to learn everything. So without further ado, we're going to be taking this journey, and we're going to be learning together on this, okay? So the first thing that we are going to do is just make sure that you have a makeup wipe with you, and just go ahead and make sure your eyes are extra clean right now. Yep, even though I clean the crap out of my face, there's still stuff on it. And it happens, and it's quite alright. Definitely make sure, do not sleep with your makeup on. That is like so not good. Ever. So we're not going to throw out the makeup wipe because we are definitely going to be needing it. Now, what I find is that if you have like drier eyelids, like just make sure that you know what kind of skin type you have. I have oily skin. My eyelids are oily. Usually it's recommended if you have oily eyelids that you need a eye primer. If you do not have an eye primer, it's completely fine to go ahead and use a concealer. This is something that's important, that you either need a primer or a concealer if you want your eye makeup to last throughout the day. And I'm not talking 4 hours, I'm talking if you need it to last 6, 7, 8 hours and at least kind of still be there without a lot of creasing, then you are going to need the concealer or an eye primer. I use an eye primer, and what we're going to do, I like to put it on with my finger and blend it out. You do not have to do this. You can use a beauty blender. You can use a brush. It all depends on what you're comfortable with. So, this only did too much. So I'll probably spread that. See, and with this eye primer, I gotta be careful because it dries really quick. You can just kind of blend it out. And that's okay because my face makeup is not done. That will be last. And I'll be able to fix the outer corners. You can do your eye makeup prior. You can do it prior to putting on your face makeup. Sometimes I do that only because if I know I'm going in with darker colors, or if I think I'm going to be a little too heavy-handed, then yes, I will do my eyes first and then I will put my face on, because there's like the fallout is real. Fallout happens with every eyeshadow palette you can have, whether it be drugstore or high-end. There's going to be fallout on your brush. Hold on, there was something I forgot. Alright, I forgot my my own little mirror, so I can get a close-up look here. Okay, so really honestly, you only need a couple of brushes in order to complete a very simple, like, glam look that shouldn't take too long to go ahead and do. Listen, e.l.f. brushes are the bomb. They are extremely affordable and they work. You do not need like these crazy expensive makeup brushes in order to create a look that you want. What you are going to need is you are definitely going to need a fluffy blender brush. I love this thing. This is like my favorite brush. You are going to need like a smudger brush, and this, well, e.l.f. calls this an eyeshadow brush. I use this as a smudger brush for underneath, and we will definitely be getting into that as well. I do have this little one. This is a concealer brush. I do not use it for concealing. I use it for something else to get the corners of my eye with a little bit more precision. I do use the eye crease brush that they have as well in order to just kind of get more detail into it. and then like a packer brush to kind of really be able to pack on eyeshadow. This one is from Beauty 360. This is stuff, these are brushes that you can get at the drugstore for like super cheap, and they work so well. Okay, so after you have set your eye primer or your concealer, guys, you're going to want to make sure that when you put on your eye primer or concealer that you set it. Now, you can either use from your eyeshadow palette, you can either use from your eyeshadow palette a very light color. This is the eyeshadow palette that we're using today. Is from Hard Candy. It's super cheap. You can get it at Walmart, and it works phenomenally. The pigment is unreal. I have used this several times. But it does not have the color that I need to set this look. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take my fluffy blender brush. I'm going to use my setting powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and just set it. And just kind of blend that out a little bit. And just kind of make sure everything is seamless. Just wherever you put the concealer or the eye primer, you just want to make sure that you set it. Setting it is really important. Don't just put on your eye primer or concealer and then just go. That's not... You can, but I don't like doing that. I find that my makeup wears a lot better when I do it this way. Okay, so now that we have got... Where did I put my lid? Here we go. Now that we've got our eyes set, now it is time to move on, and we're just going to keep this real simple. Okay, the only thing I don't like about this eyeshadow palette is that it's extremely hard to open. And again, let me tell you, some of the drugstore makeup is more pigmented than freaking some of the high-end. They can go toe-to-toe. Like, some of my favorite highlighters are from Wet n Wild, and they are insane. And I love my... If you guys know me, y'all know I come with highlighter on. I like my highlighters. I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to do me. Okay. So, you either going to need to get... also, you're going to need, like, a plain, not paper, but, like, a paper towel to kind of... Make sure you get any excess color on before you move on to another color. Okay, so what I'm going to start with right here, and I just want to be clear, you can use this on any colors. I'm choosing this one because it was like, okay, well, it's very simple, and it's a pink look, and it's really trendy right now, and this is what everybody's using. It is Hard Candy. It's really cheap. I think their eyeshadow palettes are like under 10 bucks. Okay, and you can get a lot of colors. So the color I'm dipping into right now is this one, because we are going to be using this and this color as our, what's the word? Transition shades. Okay, now I have thoroughly coated my fluffy brush. We are going to tap some of it off. And what you're going to want to do is stick right in the corner here and just very light go in swirls, go back and forth, and make sure you're not holding it, like choking it and doing that. Make sure you keep it this distance and just kind of be very light with it, because you can always build the color. And it's never an issue of building color. It's better to do it that way as opposed to coming in with a heavy hand. It's something I've had to learn, like, through mistakes. I'm just going to go ahead and go in on the second. I forgot how light this color is. I haven't reached for it in a while, but I have used it. Okay. So it's a really... very light shade, and it is a nice transition shade. Okay, so make sure you definitely clean off your big fluffy blending brush. And we are going to go into the darker shade. This shade right here. And make sure that it is coated. Doesn't have to be fully coated. I like to fully coat mine, but I also make sure you tap any excess off. You just very lightly go in and making swirl motions. And then I like to go back and forth with the crease. And it's okay that when you've put the first layer on, you don't see a lot. Trust me, it is there. By the time you go back and put it on again, the color is going to start showing up. It's better to build the color than to automatically have it be really dark at first, because you will waste so much time blending it out and it'll end up looking really, really muddy. Alright, and we're going back for a third time. Just make sure that you keep a light hand and you just go back and forth and and you just kind of get a rhythm down where you can like swirl it out. I love this brush. This is my favorite brush. Oh, I have my coffee out here with me. Wondering if this extra makeup is gonna end up in my coffee. It might. It might very well. Now, if you want to get like the sharp V's that some YouTubers are able to do like naturally, I can't do that. Elf does sell those, what's the name? It's something that you can put right here, and you can do your eyeshadow and your eyeliner and be able to keep a nice shape, and then you take it off. It's like a tape, and you just kind of cut it in half there. And also, I believe Sephora also has it as well. So and they're super cheap.